Ang boksingerong ito ay may napakagandang record na karamihan ay tinapos lang naman ang laban via knockout. Nagmula sa Mindoro, Dian Gintong Kamao Francisco, high prospect ng Philippine boxing. Ngunit marami pa ring hindi bilib sa kakayahan nito dahil hindi pa ito nagkakaroon ng mabigat na laban at hindi pa lumalaban sa ibang bansa. Nasusukat sana sa kakayahan ni Francisco. Kaya sumugal ang kanyang kampo na ilaban ito sa 2 times world champion na nagmula sa Panama, Roberto "The Spider" Vasquez, knockout artist at superstar boxer ng Panama. Umaasa ang kampo ni Francisco na kapag manalo ito sa laban at mapanalunan ang bakanting WBA International Super Flyweight title, ay aangat ang ratings nito at sisikat ang pangalan sa labas ng bansa. Bago ganapin ang kanilang laban, ang record ni Francisco ay 18 wins, 13 dito ay via knockout, walang talo at may isang draw. Samantalang, ang Panamanian boxer ay may record na 27 wins, 20 dito ay via knockout at may 3 talo. Panoorin natin ang naging laban nila na ginanap sa Cuneta Astrodome.
Vasquez in the silver trunks, Francisco in the colors of the Philippines.
The most popular boxer in Panama right now.
And light flyweight champion. Won that title back in 2000, some 7 months later. So it was a short
Vasquez from yesterday at the weigh-in.
Oh,
he had a little trouble getting to the 115 limit. Even it took him 2 hours to take off the weight, and he was positively gone.
teeth in Quezon City when he KO'd the Indonesian Cheryl Fabano. Golden fists here in the Philippines. And as my esteemed colleague said, certainly the biggest fight of his young goes up against a well-skilled and a former champion in Roberto Vasquez.
His first fight to the very talented and world-rated Hugo Caceres.
He's acknowledged a flying left hand by Francisco. As we are approaching the end of the opening round. Oh, and a nice flurry. These guys didn't want to quit. In his last fight, Roberto Vasquez lost a close that was held in Panama City earlier this year, March 24th. So a lot of these world championship fighters might take a round or two to get his boxing feet back on, and a nice left hand by Francisco stopped the former world champ.
Stage he's ever fought on.
But his trainer, his team, and even himself, they say this is his time. Oh, Vasquez. But this is his time, he says.
And you know, he relaxed, even so much to the point where he corrected the correct. You know, so he's very relaxed.
He's a college graduate, went to San Sebastian College in Commerce.
That's very unusual.
Well, just not in the Philippines, I would say all around the world.
Sure. You see that? He throws. He reminds me of like Hasim Hamed. You know, just throws punches from all angles.
And that has brought this partisan Filipino crowd to its feet here in the Cuneta Astrodome.
Francisco's
less than 10 left to go here in the second round. As Vasquez, left jab. Name dropping in his corner. He is trained by his brother Roger Vasquez, a former WBA Central American champion, and Rogelio Cousins, who have trained the notables of the likes of Roberto Duran, the former world champion Roberto Vasquez. As we are now
first fight at this weight of 115, and again we talked about the motivational problems. Does he still to be a world champion?
And before this bout, about the pressure perhaps on the shoulders of the pride and the pride of boxing in his native country of Panama.
Well, the press is very hard on him in Panama. Boxing is probably the most popular sport in Panama along with baseball. So if he doesn't win this fight, he's definitely expected to beat Francisco, especially.
For some reason, the unorthodox and the ain't a fighter like him.
Great counterpunch from Francisco.
Oh, straight left hand found and a right. It found its mark.
This is a little bit of Lewis Heaton power.
Straight left scores by Francisco. I think that boxers at this weight class would be...
And so even his manager, Carlos Gonzalez, says that affects his speed. Obviously, that's going to affect his speed. Tough round to score.
Going to the fourth UVA, so that ranking system kind of...
And he lost that fight, so...
The Spider came out in the Spider-Man. Oddly enough, even though he's called Spider, as Francisco has him up against the ropes now.
Good shot to the body by Francisco. Doesn't have an answer right now. I'm surprised because Francisco keeping his hands kind of low. You see him drop that left.
Well, to Vasquez's credit, he's blocking a lot. Deadly afraid of spiders. Bigger opponent.
Maybe he's been tagged a few times. Loose yet. Seems to be a little bit sluggish.
It is some time since his last fight, back in March of 2009. Wild swing by Francisco. Oh, tags him there with the left. Nice left jab. And there's the bell. So again, maybe to his strength
all over the world, and it makes you a very good opponent. Look at that.
Oh, and a big sweeping left hand, and down goes the former world champion. But up on his feet. He says he's okay. He's taking the standing 8 count. Boy, that was a hayfield.
And he's out of it. Right now, he doesn't know where he is.
And a big left hand and a right as Drian Francisco is beginning target practice. And Vasquez has to get off that rope.
He's got no answer. Vasquez has nothing.
He is picking apart the former world champion. Francisco, the bombardier of his own plane, opening up the payload and loading and dropping the bombs. And there was a big right hand. Vasquez does not know where he is.
He just has no answer, Vasquez. Francisco is just pouring it on.
I give Vasquez credit. He has taken a ton of shots and still continues to fire back.
But he really doesn't have anything. He's just hanging on. And he's been sluggish all throughout. And I'll give Francisco, he's the one that came out. He gets all the credit here. He came out totally in shape, totally relaxed and ready for this fight.
Boy, look at Vasquez. It's just standing right up like it's just not a moving target. Like ducks in a pond. And Francisco is taking full... Boy, Vasquez, good place.
Not at all. And this has been built, unleashed. He never got out of the mud. He's been stuck, Vasquez. Francisco just so unorthodox.
Whoa! And punch in mixed martial arts.
You got to love Francisco. Taking it, he is. Opportunities like
leave you with something. Boom. And just hits him with the straighters on different paths. I mean, the convergence is right here.
Rian Francisco of the Philippines.
Begging, has been asking, has been pleading to get his shot. Bigger name at this weight, than a Roberto Vasquez.
In this division, the 115 division.
For Vasquez, this is in Panama. Because you told him that the press would crucify about, a performance like this.
And totally dominate this fight. See that? He throws The punch, he's looking off to the side. Vasquez doesn't have the pop and the sting in any of his punches.
But also as a trainer in the early years, or at least here in the Philippines, Adrian Francisco eating some punches right now.
Looked at the close-up of Roberto Vasquez. You could see that is not the
Weeks, but adding on 22 pounds for this fast hand Filipino.
I'm just amazed
Great
that
body
Francisco.
Oh, Francisco now starting to go to town as the former world champion starts to cover up. Oh, that stuck in. Oh, that right hand got in there.
You better believe it did. And that body punch got in there.
You know, we talked about his eating habit. Vasquez needs to go on a diet, and he's getting a steady diet of left and right hands. To the head. To the body.
In this fight. Because he just can't move. And look, you would have to think that a guy of his speed and talent would be able. I've seen that, except maybe Nassim Hamed. And I like Francisco's cockiness. You know, that's how you're going to succeed. It's a buffet of leather. Woo! I don't think we've seen one. And it's not the junior title that they have up for grabs here that Francisco is doing right now. And the way he's doing really raised his profile in the junior bantamweight division.
Now he's got him stand up and a goal! And a big right hand rocks the head back of Vasquez. Stood him up and almost put him down. Maybe if he gets out of here soon enough, he can make lunch. Vasquez and all of his accomplishments is that you see a fighter, well, both Panamanian, that's where it ends.
Vasquez has been credited in Panama with bringing
Bouts against Filipinos. And so history has not been on the side.
Into school by Adrian Francisco.
But he is hitting you with multiple shots and body shots into the head that you respond.
Because he worked too hard. He had trouble yesterday. And then he turns around and packs on 22 and physical fitness.
It's like Francisco was winding up for another goal.
Nassim Hamed.
There in the defense, you know, do in other worthy opponents.
Well,
and Roberto Vasquez just doesn't throw a punch.
It's Francisco. So you can see that he wants.
We're getting ready for the start of round number 10. Let's get success early, quickly. Nice roundhouse right, another right.
And wouldn't this be an exclamation point on a very fine and
great performance? Did you see that uppercut?
Leonard here.
I hope he has his hunting license because it is open season.
Definitely going to see. Adrian took a risk to face a guy gamble sometimes in order to reach the mountaintop.
Sitting ringside and oh, a nice overhand left. And now a flurry here at the end. Oh, big on it, down goes the champion. The former champion's down.
Sa pangalawang pagbagsak ng 2 times champion, nagdesisyon ang corner nito na itigil na ang laban.
The new hero.
Hindi kinaya at kinagulat ni Vasquez ang nagliliparang suntok at ang mala Superman na the moves ni Francisco.
And you can't be saved by the bell. And so there was only a couple of seconds left to go in the round, and that's all she wrote. Good night, Roberto.
You could not ask.
In Filipino boxing is Adrian Francisco.
You could see that Vasquez was wobbly for a few rounds there. It was Adrian Francisco and his management.
Score at home, and I know you are. That is 4-0 now, Filipino.
Panalo nga ang ating kababayan via technical knockout sa round 10 at nakuha ang bakanting WBA International Super Flyweight title